So we're going to ride up to Easter Monday area. Just coming out of the Garden of St Earth at the moment. A little bit of single track just on the left as you come out of the car park. Gets a bit slippery sometimes. As you go up the single track just on the left, there's some of the old diggings from the gold mining era. You can actually, there's a trail that comes down from the track here. You can see, excuse me, on the track here there's a large tree root. Just down to the left of that there's a walking track which you can actually go down into the old diggings. Obviously just be careful when you go down there, but fairly safe to get down. This tree here is actually quite a famous tree. It's just fallen over in the last few years. It was actually called Queen Victoria tree. It was planted here in the gold mining era by the miners to celebrate, I think it was a jubilee for Queen Victoria. So it dates back a good 100+ years. It's only just recently fallen over, unfortunately. The other thing that should be noticed about this area, this hill that we're actually on at the moment, used to be called One Tree Hill. For the obvious reason it had the one tree, which was Queen Victoria tree. And it just goes to show you how the miners at the time stripped the area bare of the timber for things like the steam engines that drove the gold mining machinery. Over to the left of us is the back creek, which is the one that comes in past the back of Garden of St Earth. It's got some nice little walks down in there if you can get down into it. This little bit of single track here is used a fair bit by motorbikes, but obviously you can hear them coming, so it's no big deal. This area down in here is the Back Creek area. This is the gully that extends up from the Garden of St Earth. If you're coming on the Garden of St Earth loop, the bridge on the Garden of St Earth loop's just down on the left there. There is meant to be a little waterfall down in here called Chicken Waterfall. I'm not sure whether it's this gully or the next one over. But it's usually fairly dry, so I've never actually seen it in action. You have to walk down to that. So this is the end of the single track coming up from the car park. You can now, there's this length of fire track which heads up to, I think it's a four-way intersection up the top there. This is the four-way intersection that I was telling you about. The one off over to the left here is the one that we're going to go down, which is Easter Monday track. straight ahead we've got Foster's Lookout. It's actually quite a steep rise up that track until you get to the actual lookout. The lookout's not quite as good as it used to be. In the olden days they used to clear all around it. Nowadays it's getting a bit more overgrown, so it's a bit hard to get a view out from there, unfortunately. And then off down to the right here's the trail that heads back down into the gorge. That can actually be quite a fun fire trail to ride because it's got quite a few sort of drainage bars across it, which you can do little jumps off all the way down. There's quite a few of them as well. So that's a good little ride down there. Anyway, we'll track on up to Easter Monday, which is off to the left here. I'll talk to you a bit further on. This trail actually gives you quite a good downhill run on the way back. Fortunately it's a bit wet today, so we'll have to dodge some puddles on the way back. It's a fairly constant downhill run, and fairly constant uphill when you go up. But just a nice gradient just to keep your pace up, that's all. You do have to watch out for some of these bog holes that are around. Some A can be quite deep, and B they can actually have quite a bit of mud in the bottom. And if you do end up in the bottom of them, you can pretty well stop instantly. So you just got to be a bit wary of them. You can see it all that well in the video view, but down along this section here there's quite a few washouts with just loose rocks in them, which makes for quite a fun descent when you come down. Adds a bit of interest to the fire trail. Right, you come to this intersection here. Where we're ultimately going to go to is up to the right here, but if you go off to the left here you can see the one of the adits to the Easter Monday mine, so we'll just go down and have a quick look at that, and then we'll head up to the shaft which is up the top there. Again, if you go for a wander in these areas, just remember once you're off the trail, the fire trail that is, there are shafts and that type of thing in the general area, so just be alert to them. All the recent rain we've had with the floods and that, the countryside up around here is just beautiful at the moment. Lots of ferns, moss, all that sort of thing. So here we are up at some of the workings for the Easter Monday mine. When you go up to the top of the hill, you'll see some of the shafts that come down from the top. But for example, here's one of the entry adits to the mine. You can also go for a little bit of a wander down here again if you're careful, just out into the bush here, and you can see some of the other workings that are around the place as well. But these mines were quite large in their day. So you can see part of a mullock heap coming out here. There's all sorts of working just down around below here as well. It looks like there's another shaft just straight down the bottom here. There's some quite good trails through here, so it's open enough you're probably not going to mistakenly walk into a shaft. We're back out at the intersection that heads up to Easter Monday. So I'll have a quick drink and then we'll head on up the hill. Top area of the Easter Monday workings now, and you can see out over on the left there's some quite substantial heaps of rock that have been thrown out. Those are the mullock heaps for the mine. So shortly we'll get up to a little turn off just up the top here. We'll go across and have a look at one of the shafts. This one you've got to be fairly careful about. It's sun fenced and very deep. There's a number of these little signposts around the forest as well, if you ever come across them, and they're quite good. Just to give a little bit of history for the area, and they also give you the location in case you're lost. So for instance, it tells you that on this one here, if you've got the topo map, it tells you what the grid reference is, so you can work out where you are. Now just be a bit wary down here. There's a track off to the right which, if you're using the topographical map, shows that it goes through and crosses Back Creek and then takes you across to another fire track. It's not true. You end up going down a really steep incline and then you end up in some pretty dense forest, which if you want to you can walk through and get to the track on the map. But like I say, it's pretty dense and pretty disorienting. This is the Easter Monday shaft. Like I say, don't get too close to it because you can see even from this close it's damn deep. So anyway, just what I was saying about the track up to the right there, if you go down it, expect to walk back up it. It's damn steep. You won't be able to ride up it. So here we are up on top of the mullock heap for this top shaft. You can see there's a number of workings just around here as well. Again, you could probably have a bit of a walk around as long as you're careful. Beautiful bit of forest.